This is the URT. You are the URT. Big up the URT. Smash a like for the URT. Subscribe to the URT. That was absolutely shite and embarrassing. Absolutely fucking embarrassing. Michael Carrick, shit fucking in-game management and worst refereeing decision I have seen this season in the fucking Premier League. The worst refereeing decision that I've seen this season in the Premier League. What's the difference? Tell me between Ahmad's challenge, the challenge on Ahmad and the challenge on Maguire on Evalenson. Please tell me what the difference were. I beg you, please. Tell me what the difference were. The challenge on Ahmad and the challenge Maguire did on Evalenson. No difference. No difference whatsoever. But yet again, he doesn't want to give another penalty. That was the clearer penalty on Ahmad. And Michael Carrick's in-game management fucking stinks here. Casemiro was struggling. He was already on a yellow card from the first half, 27 minutes gone. And from the first 5-6 minutes in the second half, you can see Casemiro struggling. He's struggling. The equalizer comes from him being sent to the fucking shops. He got sent to the fucking favelas. He got sent to the favelas, and Carrick is just hanging around. We're getting fucking bullied in midfield. It's clear to see. It's clear to see. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking. Shocking, shocking, disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful second half. Second half, Manchester United, yet again, too passive. I can show you my tweets. I can show you my tweets. I can show you my tweets. Big up Jarvis. I hope you're having a great time in Benidorm. Big up. I hope you're having a nice time in Benidorm. But that was shocking. In-game management. Casemiro is clearly out of his depth and he's struggling in the second half. He's struggling. They're walking past him. They're walking past him. He's on a yellow card. Take him off the fucking football pitch. What are we doing, Carrick? What are we doing? But that was the clearest penalty I'd ever seen on Ahmad. The guy manhandled. You're not allowed to manhandle people in the penalty area. You should. That wasn't a corner. I know the referees are letting corners go. You can grab and touch whoever you want and drag them to the ground when it comes to corners or set pieces. But no, when Ahmad's got the ball, Ahmad possession of the ball, got inside him, and he grabs him and he throws him to the side. That is the clearest penalty. And I'm not one on here. I'm always asking Manchester United teams, never leave anything to the referee. Never leave anything to the referee. But tonight, that fucking disgraceful referee robbed us. That was a clear penalty, and that's a different game. That is a 2-0. It's a different game for Manchester United. But Casemiro cost us as well in the second half because he was fucking non-existent. Go and watch the equalizer again. And Carrick, his in-game management was fucking shocking. Cunha is our best player and he takes him off and keeps Ahmad on the pitch. What are we doing here? Go ahead, man. I need to get some water. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it was terrible refereeing, scandalous. I would even go as far as saying. And as soon as the penalty wrong call, I guess, was given, which was no call, they went and scored the equalizer. And if we had scored 2-0, it would have been a much different game. You know, I was expecting us to score a few goals today because even though Bournemouth were a good team, I think for a large part of the game we were on top of them. Basically, like we were moving the ball around well. We were creating a few chances. We were in charge. The penalty that we got for Cunha was justified. I think the ref, for some reason, felt like he couldn't give 2 penalties back to back. I don't know where the rule it says you can't give.
I'm sorry, Sean. You gotta give it. It's a penalty. It's a penalty.
Yeah, no.
Like a red card.
I agree.
To the ground.
I agree. I don't know where in the rule book it says you can't give 2 penalties in a single game, right? But it should have been a penalty, and you know, I think if we had scored 2-0, I think we would have gone on to score a few more. But yeah, I think the points you made about Casemiro and Carrick's in-game management are valid. Casemiro's problem is a problem with the squad in general. and it's a problem that we see exacerbated from time to time. Against Newcastle, it was very acute. It was very obvious that this is a problem. And today, again, it was very obvious that we had a problem in midfield. We had a problem in midfield and in defense, I would say, because it was the worst of Maguire that we saw for that red card that he got. He was spun. He couldn't turn around quickly enough, and he tried to resort to violence basically instead of defending with his feet. So all in all, I'm disappointed that we dropped points, but I think one way or the other, Carrick has raised the floor. He has raised the floor of this team. So even though we might not be quite getting to the heights that we would like to, but at least our floor is a lot higher than it was before. We're able to score goals. We're able to create chances. I think for last part of the game, we looked like we were on top of things until they equalized and started pressing us for a while. And then they equalized and we scored back quickly. So I think Carrick needs to be braver. Honestly, I think he needs to be braver with his subs. I think it's obvious to me that Mbeumo is out of form, and that's okay. Mbeumo is a fantastic player, but it's okay for him to be out of form. And this would be the time I would expect you to call on Sesko and Xerxes even more. I don't know why Xerxes isn't getting more game time than he is, but I think Carrick needs to show more bravery with the subs that he's making in midfield and in attack. I want to see more of Ugarte. I'm sorry. I want to see more of Ugarte, even if it's Ugarte next to Casemiro. But we need more legs basically in midfield. And we talk about Lenny Euro a lot. I think Lenny Euro needs to go and watch clips of Delete or what's his name or Martinez. If you follow as a defender, if you follow your man out of the box, make sure you leave something on him. Don't just follow your man. This is not an escort service, right? Don't just follow your striker into the midfield and let him get comfortable on the ball and spin you around. Leave something on him, right? Or get the ball, basically. So I mean, the team has some weaknesses, but like I said, Carrick has raised the floor. So disappointed to drop points, but also kind of relieved that regardless of the outcome of the results this weekend, we will still be in third position. So it's mixed feelings basically. In short, big up Efron and the guys.
Yeah, big up. Listen, right? Here, look at this. Look at this here. Two hands, not one hand. Two hands on Ahmad when he cut him inside. Yeah. And when I zoom out, the ball is already gone. The ball is on this side. Ahmad.
Terrible decision.
Here now. And tell me what the difference is between this and that. What's that? Maguire's hand all over. Maguire's hand all over. And listen, this one, you can see why he got the red card because he's in front of him. And the other one, Ahmad would be in front of him here if he didn't push him with all his body weight. Ahmad would be here now. The natural trajectory will be Ahmad will be here.
I mean, right? AFCON have set a precedent that you can retroactively go back and change the winner of a match. So, fingers crossed, maybe FA would look into this game and give us the 3 points.
That's not going to stand. That's not going to stand. But again, Carrick's in-game management, I keep talking about the key thing that you need in fucking coaching is in-game management. He was horrendous, right? Casemiro in the second half, first 5 to 10 minutes in, we already know he's getting walked past. What are we doing keeping him on the fucking game? What are we doing? And do you understand the referee decision? That if there's a penalty, he's got two hands on him. This is not fucking rugby. It's not like a hand, like an arm across like that. No, physically two hands on Ahmad. That is a penalty.
No, but your Casemiro point, I'm not ready. Just to be clear, are you saying Ugarte should start?
No, he should have come on straight away because Casemiro is getting walked past. Go ahead, Efan. Big up Luan as well.
Big up Luan, yeah.
Big up, guys.
Hang on, I can hear water. Okay, right. Can you hear me, Nuruddin? Can you hear me? Yeah.
I can hear you.
Okay, so listen. Let's just do the game first. Okay, so I knew. Listen, it was quite even. We had some very good chances in the first half, but like I said,
first 35 minutes, the best 35 minutes away from home this season.
Okay.
35 minutes. First 35 minutes.
You say that.
Their goalkeeper made two fantastic saves.
Ahmad had another chance with his poor control. He could have slotted that in as well. Ahmad didn't take the guy on.
Yeah.
He did not. He did nothing to warrant that a wing played. He did nothing. Cunha did more as a winger than Ahmad did. That's what I'm disappointed by. Okay, so look, Nuruddin. Again, I repeat. Again, I feel like it sounds like a dusty old record, but we always get outmaneuvered when we got a team that's faster and a little bit more dynamic than us. We play at Serie A play. That's the speed we play. We think we're playing Serie A, right? And that's because they look very, very tired today after the first half. Second half, they just look like jelly legs. Just like, and it does go back to Carrick and not seeing that we needed more energy in the engine room in the midfield. It was just run through all day long. But look, let's just say, we at 2-1, I mean, you could say that was very bad luck, but again, you're right, Nuruddin. This is on Carrick. Carrick lets the game drift by. He's a drifter. He just watches it. It's almost like someone's giving a big fat spliff and he's just listening to it and just smoking it and just in la la land. And that's what I don't like about this guy, because he doesn't make decisions before he needs to make them. He's a little bit too reactive and he's late to be reactive. So that's my problem with this guy as a manager. But look, Nuruddin, we said yesterday that what are we going to be like playing one game 3-4 days after the next one, and it just proved ourselves. These players cannot, especially in the midfield, is not up to handling 2 games in such a short space of time. Because look, they can run past us all day long. They were running through us all day long in the second half. It was a joke. It was embarrassing watching that. And when we got a penalty, we should have controlled the game, but we only had for 6 minutes. It's just a very, very frustrating game to watch. But again, Nuruddin, this to me reveals the level of where we are, because I don't think we're a third place team. But if we are a third place team, it's because the Premier League is shit this year. It's just not happening. Now, look, the referee is the fucking imbecile. He's a high level imbecile, because how the hell do you not give Ahmad one and you give the Maguire one? I'll give you the Maguire one. I'll even go as far as this red card. But the Ahmad one is an absolute stonewall penalty. I mean, how the fuck? But the problem is, Nuruddin, these referees, they're fucking shitbags. They're scared. You give them one penalty, they don't want to give another one away, even though it was a stonewall penalty, because I don't know what goes on in their fucking pea brains. I really don't know what it is. I hope this guy gets told off by, by the referee's body and stuff, because that was a fucking joke, that. And VAR can't turn over anything, Nuruddin, because it's deemed a referee's interpretation. And it's not clear and obvious. Sorry, so we have to bite that one hard on our lips. We have to really bite that one hard. But it's just shocking to see. But again, Nuruddin, it's the fact that we're very, very, our approach plays so slow. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was controlled in moments, but come on, everybody could see how tired we looked in the start of the second half. Everybody could see. And I know we scored, etc., but still, the time to change. I mean, you needed to fresh legs very, very quickly. And, it's just a really shitty game some people will say, oh, yeah, we're happy we got a draw, with 10 men. We'll take that. That's the optimist look. But me, I'm looking at this team thinking, let's just hope we ride out and get third and get we need some new players, fast, energetic, people with engines, ASAP. We need them like yesterday, Nuruddin. I just don't understand this guy. Sometimes I don't understand. Sometimes the character, like, what are you doing? What can you not see that? I mean, they were nowhere in the game after 50, 60 minutes. 60 minutes. I mean, what the fuck are we doing? We were coasting. And, I always say, Nuruddin, we play too slow. Anyway, we don't have engines. And in this
off the ball in the second half, the last 10 minutes of the first half and the second half, we were fucking shocking. Absolutely shocking off the
Nuruddin,
ball.
we look knackered. We look absolutely knackered.
Let me just get the super chat. Big up Marvelous says, Carrick not good enough. Not proactive again. Same again at Newcastle. He's not ruthless enough. We need a new manager. Iriola outshone him today. Big up to you, bro. I appreciate it.
No, but Nuruddin, look at let's just look at that for a second. They have got very, very neat, gifted footballers who've got amazing.
No, Irfan, it's coaching. They've got a good coach. They know how to pass the ball forward.
Yeah,
we struggle with teams who can put the ball. I've never seen so much team. Go and check out my tweet before the game. I said, Ahmad and Cunha have to come back and close the gaps and make sure that we're not easy to penetrate through the middle. I mean, it's shocking. The first goal, Maguire doesn't come out to Christie.
No,
and it should have been a penalty again.
No.
Pick up whoever raided us.
No, it's a soft goal to give away. It was a soft goal. This is what I'm saying, Nuruddin. We don't close them down enough. We let him have a free run into the box. And he just poked it in. It was a job. But then I told you, Nuruddin, honestly, it's like I mean, this is a game where our physical weaknesses showed again. Physical weaknesses, okay? They're a very neat one-touch football team. They're very, very neat on the ball. You have to admit that you got to give it to them, right? You know, the fact the gap between us two is not that big. It's not like 7, 9, 8 places, like you said, but a horrible, frustrating game to watch from the minute we scored. Horrible to watch. I mean, I don't want to just blame the clown referee because he is a clown. But come on, man. We have to do better than that. Half the players, they're just not with it. They're just not. I mean, I'm not surprised by Maguire because that's the part of Maguire. That's the weakness of Maguire. You can turn him because he does turn like a fridge freezer sometimes, and that's just what happened.
It's a fact. Go ahead. Big up to Jarvis. I hope you're having a lovely time in the sunshine.
Yes, big up Jarvis.
At least you're watching this in the fucking sunshine. To be fair, today was sunshine as well. And can I first say, Eid Mubarak to all my Muslim brothers and sisters worldwide, man. Eid Mubarak. Whoever else celebrating a religious thing, whoever's celebrating for anything personal or whatever, I hope you're having a great time. And happy Friday and Jum'ah Mubarak to everybody else and Eid. Jum'ah and Eid come in the same day is beautiful.
Yeah.
So big up to those people. Friday's the holiest day in the Muslim calendar worldwide. And today, Eid, one of the holiest celebrations in Islamic calendar. So big up to everybody worldwide. Love and light. Well, I saw what I saw, man. I saw Casemiro. The way he gets by, watch that goal again. The fullback comes inside him and just, boom, takes him out. And again, it's unbelievable. But Carrick's in-game management is absolutely dreadful. Casemiro should have been taken off.
No, but both our midfielders look leggy. Both midfielders look leggy.
Listen, it's not about leggy. No, Irfan, don't ask him. Kobe did his bit. Kobe can't do it on his own, though.
No, he can't.
He can't do it on his own. Kobe was trying to battle. Kobe was doing his job tonight. Casemiro was the one that was the weakest link. Straight from the second.
I'm with Irfan on this one. I think they were both
yellow card.
lost.
As soon as he took that yellow card in 27 minutes gone, that's what happened. Big up for the raid. I don't know who raided us, but big up Rance for the raid. Go ahead, Luani. I want to hear what you saw.
No
First
problem.
35 minutes for me were brilliant. We should have at least been 2 goals up. It should have been at least 2-0 in that first 35 minutes. But go ahead.
Should have been.
No, big up, guys. First of all, the game overall, what a beautiful game of football. Is seldom that you see this season a game of football in which both teams were going at each other. I really, really enjoyed the game. And I mean, we can kind of sum it up in the first 35 minutes where both teams were playing evenly to their strengths. I'm now going to criticize Carrick today. There's not much we can do when you come across a team that moved the ball as well as Bournemouth. Very few teams in the league are able to move the ball the way they move the ball. So I think we did well today. There are a lot of things that I saw in this game today compared to the last game that we played that we improved on. I saw Luke Shaw overlapping a bit more than last game. I just didn't know how long he will be able to keep that up. And eventually he died down past the 35 minutes. The thing is that we watched today two teams that have two different attacking styles in terms of Bournemouth moving the ball with speed and with good pattern of play. You can tell they're a well-drilled team, and they lack quality in the final third when they get there. And then us, we have the quality. We move the ball with quality, but then when you let a team like Bournemouth have the ball and you're patient, you want to take your chances. When those chances come, you do have to take them. I don't have an issue with the way we play today. We cannot do. We play to our strength basically. We just patient, and we just didn't take our chances. I thought that chance came when Bruno played in Ahmad in space, and he just took a loose touch and went wide, and that chance just died right there. And I think we did well overall. There's nothing Carrick can do in terms of coaching. You can outplay Bournemouth at their game. The first 35 minutes, it kind of evened up because when we had the ball, we were very economical in possession. We didn't waste a lot. So what that allowed is that threw off Bournemouth in terms of the way they build their momentum. So since they didn't have, it was even up, they kind of resort to going long, and somehow our press was also working on them, so they couldn't move the ball very well. But after 35 minutes, we kind of died down and let them have the ball. And at that point, with how dynamic they are, they start moving us around a lot, and it became their game, even all the way to the end. But I also have something to say about the officiating. It's true that we got hard done today by the referee, because that Amad Diallo penalty is one of those guilty conscience penalty that the referee didn't want to give, because he already gave one, and it shouldn't be like that. Normally, a penalty is a penalty, but I guess it's not obvious enough for the VAR to overturn.
Shouldn't be a professional referee, Luan. He shouldn't be a professional referee. I'm sorry to say, should not be a professional referee. Not cut out for this level. No way.
Yeah, I agree with that. But it's just one. I'm just glad we didn't lose the game. To be honest with you, I don't think it does a dent in our chase for top four. We're still going to get top four, but I'm just glad that we didn't fall apart, because when you have a team like Bournemouth that move the ball and sustain so much pressure, on another day we will just completely collapse. I mean, we score and then they came back and scored again. We didn't lose the momentum. Even though they were still applying pressure on us, we were waiting for our moments. We were not just clinical enough. If you want to play like a Real Madrid and wait for your moment, you just have to be clinical, and we were not. But overall, this is a good game of football. We made certain adjustments, but we just came across a team that's just better coach, and it's not for the fault of Carrick. There's very few a coach in the league that can outcoach Raiola. So
what are we talking? No, I'm sorry.
There's some contradictions in there.
No, I'm sorry. 1 second, Sean. 1 second. Let me just get this. Big up Calistro Medinas, the chief editor United Real Therapy. Make sure you follow him at Calistro Medinas on X. Everything against sport, culture, politics, everything that's going on in the world. Sorry, I didn't see the tweet that you sent me of the person who lost the YouTube channel. I'll share it tomorrow. Big up, love. Bruno Fernandes, I know it's difficult for the referee to give 2 penalties to the same team, but I don't understand why FAR didn't do anything. Why is it difficult? If there's a penalty, it's a penalty. If there's 3 penalties, it's 3 penalties. If it's 4 penalties, it's 4 penalties.
But
it's
you
5
know,
penalties, it's 5 fucking penalties. What are we doing here? And Luani, I'm sorry to say that. I'm sorry, I'm not buying that BS. Harry cost us in-game management in the second half was dreadful. It was all them. They were coming through the middle way too easy. And it should have took him off. Because we were carrying that.
Who you brought on, Nuruddin? Who you brought on?
I don't care who you bring on. Ugarte, I don't know whether you bring in. You make the middle stacked with players so they can't come through the middle. They have to go out wide.
So I think I'm somewhere in between Luani and Nuruddin, in the sense that I definitely agree that this was a good game. I think Carrick has made the team more resilient. I think Carrick has increased the floor of the team. So we're not going to crumble, basically, if we go down to 10 men or if we score and you score us back. But where Carrick can improve is the point that you made, Luani, about lack of sharpness up front in terms of finishing. You have Xerxes on the bench. Every time I've seen Xerxes play this season, he has looked sharp. He has looked dangerous. Play somebody else, right? Mbeumo is a bright, good talent, but he shouldn't have it in his mind like he has arrived. He still has to get honest, basically. And so I think Carrick can do more to rotate the team up front. And in midfield, again, personally, I think I see some of the shortcomings of Kobe Mino as a midfielder in this league, right? This idea that like we're just fine if Kobe does some nice touches here and there. I think he needs to do more to impose himself in midfield. And I think it's a feature of Carrick's system where sometimes you look like he's playing 4-4-2 and Bruno is out wide and Cunha and Sesko or Cunha and Mbeumo are in front. And that 4-4-2 system, maybe it worked in 2005, 2006, but I don't think it's the way to go these days, right? So I definitely think Carrick should have been brave and bringing on Ugarte. Ugarte is a professional footballer. He gets paid a lot of money, and he should be able to put in some work. I think if Carrick is going to expect him to perform, he needs to trust him as well. It goes both ways, right? So yeah, I think Carrick in-game management can improve. Maybe that's what we get from a more experienced manager like Luis Enrique. right? Maybe that kind of in-game management experience we get from somebody else. But I think the team has some fundamental weaknesses that from time to time good vibes cannot hide. So good vibes cannot hide your shortcomings in midfield all the time. Good vibes cannot hide what Maguire is. Cannot hide the fact that Lenny Euro is an 18-year-old who should be an understudy. So we need some investments in the summer. Honestly, we need investments in the midfield. We need a left back. We need defenders, basically. I can't wait for Patrick Dorgu to come back because I think the energy that we're missing in the press could come from Dorgu. So all in all, I'm okay with the fact that the floor has increased. The team is better than we were last year. We no longer just go into games expecting to lose. We can attack, we can defend, but the weaknesses that we carried over for the last 5 years or so are still there. So from time to time, like today, we might drop points. So all in all, disappointed, but not too upset. Is how I'm feeling today.
Yeah, big up, Bombay, big up, Ben. Thank you for joining us. Eid Mubarak, Habibi. I'm saying it. Eid Mubarak again to all my people worldwide. Love and light. At the end of the day, Carrick's in-game management was dreadful in the second half. Casemiro should have been taken off. I don't care what you think of Ugarte. I don't give a shit. The club that you support, these fucking pricks didn't buy a midfielder. They had money for fucking Semenyo, but they didn't want to buy a midfielder. So it's on them. It's on these pricks. So stop telling me why's he got on the bench. None of you fucking tell the truth except for fucking Ben about these bastards here. Casemiro was cost us the second half of that game. And Harry Maguire is dopey. Everybody was getting gassed, and I told everybody and their fucking nan on the man them that who's this Harry Maguire? Anything around his feet, he gets found out. The first goal, him and Euro, too fucking slow to go out to Christie. Second fucking goal, he's on the wrong side. But like I said, like I showed on here, big up to Khalees Remedy and Lassie, what is the difference between these two challenges? Somebody tell me what the difference between these two. Look, he's got both arms on him. Both arms to push him down, right? Both of his arms. Ahmad would be here if you don't touch him, and he could have a shot on goal. He would be here in front of him, right? What's the fucking difference? Maguire's hands all over here. Same thing. What's the difference? Shit back fucking referee. And you know, Manchester United as a team and as players, they're all too fucking nice. Nobody went and protested at the referee. Nobody put pressure on the referee to be able to give that. No, Carrick didn't run to the fucking to the other official on the touchline. Carrick should have gone straight to all the coaches. That fucking bench should have all been up. They all should have been up if that was not fucking given and the goal stood. Too fucking nice. We need to be calm. Fuck out of here with that shit. Losers. Fucking losers. Go ahead, Bombay.
Evening all. Thought it was evening, guys. Yeah. Evening to everybody in the chat. Good game, enjoyable game. Both teams played their part 50-50. We played well in parts. There were some good passages of play, good performances, but I just felt that the game we started to fade, man. They're very fit and they get up the pitch very, very fast, man. And we started to fade. Casemiro started to fade.
I can tell in the first 5 minutes of the second half, he was fucking dreadful. And he was on a yellow card from 27 minutes on the game. I made a note here.
Yeah, I think about 60, 65 minutes, I started to see them punching through a bit too easily. And they were starting to get into the final third, and people were turning and having shots. The goal came like that. That shot that come off the bar came like that. We weren't closing them down. Started to ball watch a little bit. A few of our players off the ball are running, but there's no purpose behind it. I'm not going to mention names, but they need to really wake up. And it took things like hitting the bar to, wake up. Come on. We always seem to drop off into a little bit of that low block thing. And that's not good. But you know what? Draw's fair. I think Ahmad's a penalty, and I think theirs is a penalty. If theirs is a penalty, then Ahmad's has to be surely a penalty. I mean, he's on for a shot with the left foot, and he's completely killed the guy's balance. Similarly, Edmilson's great first touch. He's through on goal. Maguire does what Maguire does. Who would blame him for all this stuff? I mean, obviously we can get into that, but that was pretty much it. Bournemouth away a point. It's all right, but I do feel a bit aggrieved, man. I do feel a bit aggrieved with the penalty. Might change things, I think.
Go ahead, Ben. Big up to you, man.
Yes.
I'll do this
Good
in the
evening. Yes. Good evening, everyone. Once again, Eid
Good
Mubarak to everyone out there, all the Muslims out there. Yeah, man. I think I've wrote down a few notes there tonight on what I've learnt. First things first. We need fullbacks desperately. We need fullbacks big time. Luke Shaw, just he's so static. Dalot at times scared to push up the pitch because he's worried about Maguire. He's worried about Euro. What else? I thought Cunha best game in the United shirt tonight. So I felt so bad that he came off. It should have been Ahmad in my opinion. Because I thought Cunha was doing that fullback thing he's called Jimenez. Every time he got on the ball, bro, Jimenez was literally shaking his legs, man. He couldn't tackle him. Like he was getting done by Cunha every fucking time, man. And most of our outlets was coming from that side of the pitch. Another thing was Areola. This Areola bollocks, by the way. He ain't the one for Man United, bro. His tactics were absolutely shocking for Bournemouth. And yes, people can say it's a one-off game, bro. I've watched a few Bournemouth games, and you know what, man? Bournemouth isn't as big as a club as everyone says it is. Yes, it's a very small town, small stadium, and that. But bro, if you're gonna be a United boss or a United coach, man, you gotta show us someone. Yes, people can say they play quick off on the ball, they move the ball quick. Yes, but bro, it's not as a level that we need, if that makes sense. And what I mean by that is, I just think when the pressure hit Areola, and yes, look, I agree. Like he has lost Semenyo, he's lost Hodgson, he's lost a few good players. But bro, I've seen shitter coaches, absolutely shit coaches. Graham Potter and Brighton. There's so many other coaches that have actually proved why they're such a good top tier coach when they have a shit team. Like Graham Potter, obviously, as I said, at Brighton, like fucking Maresca when he was at fucking Leicester City. Like you can even say, what do you call him? That fucking Argentinian coach from Leeds when he was in the Championship. I can't remember his name, man. But bro, there's regardless if you lose players or not. Yes, Bielsa, that's the one. That's the one. Regardless if you lose players or not, you still gotta show the whole Premier League and the whole world why you're a good coach and why And right now, I didn't see fucking anything from Bournemouth. Yes, I think most of their attacking outlets came from us because we made the mistake happen. Maguire, once again, man, like I think tonight this came down to Maguire and Michael Carrick's in-game management. People say Michael Carrick's in-game management, he's learning on the job, but so was Amram. So was Amram learning on the job, and you know what? Amram's in-game management was absolutely abysmal. So what is Carrick's? Carrick's is literally up there with Amram's. Shocking substitutes. Taking off Cunha. Why are you taking off Cunha? Bringing on fucking Ugarte. The only one I agree on is the Eden Heaven. That's the only one I agree on. It's Sesko obviously as well. Like I feel so sorry for Mbuemo. The guy just needs a fucking break, bro. He needs to sit in the bench. He's just mentally. I don't know what's going on with his mental health, man, but he just doesn't look happy at all, bro. Just give the kid a rest, man, and start Sesko a few games, bro. I think sometimes players, the pressure hits them, and they just need to sit in the bench for a few games, man. But look, as you said, Nurden, the right behind you, I've said it so many times. These lot want to give Maguire another contract, and look, Maguire's been playing really well the last few games, but bro, we need to stop this fucking we need experience bullshit, man. Just fucking get rid of him, bro. He's on 150, 180 k a week, bro. Just get rid of him, man. honestly. And look, I wish him all the best. Diego Dalot as well, man. McDonald's, he's back to McDonald's again. Frickin' Luke Shaw, way to go and grab him Big Mac tonight, man, because he was fucking abysmal, man. And do you know what? I just think the fullbacks are just shocking, and we need fullbacks big time this summer. And look, I don't think we're gonna get any fullbacks this summer. I think it's just gonna be 2 midfielders and maybe a centre back. That's probably what I can say, because I don't trust this board. Let me remind you again, we're still keeping a racist guy at our football club. I will keep repeating this every fucking show. It's on us. It's not on him.
We live
It's
in a
on us.
racist country,
Yes,
Ben.
no,
We
I
live in a
know, but it's
racist country.
it's not good enough though. For to be a Man United, to own
And
a football
there's a
club like
large
Man
fans,
United.
and
It's not.
there's a large waves of fans at Old Trafford that agree with him, and that's why he did what he
Yeah,
did. And let me just get
100%.
a super chat. Let me
Yeah,
just get
big
a
up, man.
super chat.
Big up.
Big up
Good
to
evening.
our
Good evening.
entertainers. It's Eid Mubarak and happy Nowruz to
Nowruz,
Afghans and
Nowruz.
Iranians, yeah, and others. Big up.
Just
For me, it's simple.
wanna.
Let me just get this. Somebody sent this. Big up to you. I don't know if you wanted to send a thing, Mimis, but big up to you and love. Yeah, Mimis sent this again. He said, Saeed is part of the problem. You told him about Maguire and he didn't listen. Listen, nobody listens to me, man. Nobody listens to it. Everybody says I'm negative. But yeah, there we are. There we are. Just know that the reason why we're getting destroyed in midfield is because these pricks did not want to sign a coach didn't want to go and sign a fucking centre midfielders in January. Instead, they let the guy go who was asking for midfielders. Whether he's good enough or not is beside the point. They sacked him because of that.
You know the Maguire thing, Dino. I
Shocking.
hear what you're saying, bro. But you know,
He's always prone,
if
man.
you look at
what are
our
we doing here?
if you look at our defense, yeah, Martinez, you're never quite sure when he's going to break down. Obviously, we'd love to have him back, but that's something you need to consider. Then you've got Lenny Yoro, who's still making mistakes because he's young. Heaven is young. And look at how injury-prone De Ligt is. We're now down to 2 centre-backs. That's all we've got. Everyone's out. So when you keep Maguire, it's not... I want Maguire another year. Because one, I don't think that we're going to have the kind of investment that everybody thinks we or would like us to get. I don't think the money's there. So keep him. He does perform well. Today he made a mistake, but Maguire's played well.
Yeah.
And if he's on the bench, man, I'm not saying he's going to start every week, but it's good to have on the bench. Because I don't know if De Ligt's is gonna turn this around. It's been happening for a long time now, this injury-prone stuff. Can't afford it. You can't put it on 2 young 20-year-olds and think they're going to do it for you. Martinez, another one, constantly breaking down. How many centre-backs do we think that we're going to get? So this is the consideration with Maguire for me.
You know, well, you're right on that one. It's I kind of wholeheartedly disagree with Ben when it comes to Iraola. I think this coach is a top coach team.
He
You come
fucking
across
schooled
it.
us in the second half.
No,
man.
you.
I don't know what Ben was watching.
Out of
schooled
all
in the
our
second
game that we played this season, I've hardly seen a game that we got dominated for at least 65 minutes of that game. They outplay us properly. But then I think this is one of our better game of the season too, because of testament to the score, the way the game ended. The issue that we have is that I know we don't have a press, maybe because of the personnel that we have in terms of Casemiro and Kobe being slow to close down the spaces, and also Cunha not being able, not putting in some defensive work sometimes. But against a team like this, we play to the best of our ability in terms of just sitting in a low block or in a mid block and then containing them. And I think we were fresh today. Otherwise, that score would have end up different. If we get to a point where we're able to press them, like when you play against a team like this, you either keep the ball long enough for them to avoid them having it, so they won't be able to build that sustained amount of pressure, or you are physical enough to press the ball out of them when they have it. That still come out to the same result. They both defensive features that you can use to break down their momentum. But we don't have that. We don't have that personnel. We are not that physical. We're not that dynamic. So we resort back to what we have in terms of just sitting back and then waiting to break their spirit in terms of picking our moment of quality. It's just we didn't pick those moments. One, for the poor touch of Ahmad. The second, for the horrible officiating, because at 2-0, that's the only way we could just break down their spirit, but we couldn't do that. But in general, I don't think this was we didn't play a bad game of football at all. We did well. We closed down the space. Yes, if they have quality in their final third, they will punish us. But also, we didn't let them, like, when they get to our final third, apart from, there was one time where they break on us in that first half, when I think the very first 10 minutes, when they broke on us one time in transition, and that's about it. After that, they have to work the ball, move the ball very well to create their own opportunity. This is a game at 2-2. I think it's a deserved score for both teams, but I don't think I will criticize Carrick too much. Iraola did 3 change, and those, even after those 3 change, their level didn't drop. That's how you know this team is well coached. Carrick, when he got to a point where he had to make his change in terms of his in-game management, I don't blame him neither. First of all, you're getting dominated, okay? And with the personnel you have, you cannot do enough. You cannot press. You cannot keep the ball. So he did what he can in terms of, he brought in the fresh leg, and when we were 1 man down, he had to bring in the first leg and try to conserve the score at 2-2. And that's what he did. I don't think he can do any better than that.
I would just remind folks that when it comes to Maguire, right? Maguire is our third choice centre back. Now, I encourage you to point to your United flyer and blame that on the Glazers. I think you're correct to blame the shortcomings of the team on the ownership. But let's just remember that Maguire is our third choice, and the only reason why he's starting is because Delete and Martinez are both injured. That probably means we need to invest in a centre back position because neither of them are reliable. I hear David has been cursed by his ex-wife or something, and so we're not going to see him for a long time. Who knows what's going on with Martinez?
He was injury prone before we bought him, and that's why I was talking about what's the point of buying somebody who's injury prone at Juventus and Bayern Munich? What's the point in buying somebody? I don't believe in this cursed BS bullshit. I don't believe in it. I'm
joking. Also, I'm not being serious, right? So you'll be correct to lay it at the foot of the ownership, right? I think you get no arguments from me there. But just to put it in the context, that Maguire is unfortunately our third choice centre back, and he's a decent third choice centre back. I think I'm fine with him in that particular role. And just to defend Saeed, even though he's not here and he can speak for himself, I think that's the point that him and the other guys on the Mandem show are making. That Maguire is not our starting choice centre back in this team. Unfortunately, other people are injured. We do need to invest in that position. But yeah, and as far as Iraola goes, I'm sure he's a great coach, fantastic. But I think we have too much experience with good managers at smaller teams who couldn't translate their success into a bigger club. I'm sorry. Either keep my Carrick or get me somebody who has seen it all and done it before. Get me Luis Enrique. I don't want another Premier League mid-table manager that now finds himself having to explain every single tactical choice and every single team selection at United, and is not used to this kind of spotlights and crumbles under the weight. I mean, I'm okay with Iraola where he is. Let him continue to perform with Bournemouth as a mid-table club. Let him have an adventure in Europe. Great for them. Love it for him. In Bournemouth, he should stay there, please. If we're going to switch from Carrick, get me a manager who has done it at the big stage and who understands the weight of the chair that he's coming to sit in. That's my own feeling on the manager front. But yeah, the squad needs investment, man. The squad needs a lot of investment. I think this summer we need at least 3 starting players, 1 midfielder, 1 left back, 1 centre back, and then another 3 squad players basically to strengthen the team. And I think we have a good platform to stay competitive. By competitive, I mean in the top 4. I've always felt like the squad was a top 5, top 6 team, even at the lowest of Amorim's disaster, right? I always thought that the squad was better than that. So I think on paper, with a decent manager, we should be in the top 4. we would need a quality manager to get us to that extra mile, to actually a manager who is actually thinking on his feet and who is making the correct decisions to get us from our bare minimum third or fourth place to actually competing for trophies, either for competitions of the league. And so I don't know if Carrick is the guy. Honestly, I am indifferent either way because, like I said yesterday, I will support the manager regardless of whoever he is. So I'm more interested in who we sign to strengthen the squad. And I've already said my picks: midfielder, get me Tonali, get me Lewis Hall from Newcastle, and then find me a centre back, basically.
I agree with you in some of Iraola. I'm not saying you can admire what the guys does, but not necessarily wish him for us because there's a different thing in coaching a whole bunch of no name and getting them to do what you want them to do, running for you and all of that, moving the ball the way you want it, and then coaching or Maverick or a team full of characters. So each horse is horse for courses. But I do believe that it depends in the direction which our owners want to go. If we decide to stick with somebody like Carrick, I think he will obviously need better players, whether physically or technically competent. Like Ben says, we definitely need better fullback because you can see as I was watching the game today, the contrast between the fullback of Bournemouth when their DM got the ball. Both of them are on their bikes. Both of them, whether they want to underlap or overlap, they are gone. Versus when we try to move the ball through our midfield, and then you still see it's almost like we're playing the back three. Luke Shaw is out there on the same line with Lenny Euro and Harry Maguire, and then you see Dallo just walking, taking his time, not bombing forward. So this is going to be how we move forward is going to be a staple of what our ownership is trying to do. If we're trying to challenge right away, they need to bring in better player for Carrick. Definitely a manager like Iraola will need to take the team completely apart, and he has not been proven to coach characters. So it's something we need to look at. But
I don't want any system manager again, please. I don't want any system. I don't want any kind of like he needs players for the system. I just need Mavericks. I need somebody who is coming with personality and an X factor, intellect, right? Don't give me any kind of special system that you need special players for. I want somebody who can play 4-2-3-1 today, 4-3-3 tomorrow, 4-4-2 the next day, and is able to, just apply some Maverick sense to picking the right players for the right games and motivating the players. No more system manager, please. I think I'm emotionally and mentally scarred.
I think Nuruddin, you alluded to Carlo Ancelotti. One thing I would agree on Carlo Ancelotti, and one of the characteristics of any new manager that comes in, is experience with big clubs, big players, big trophies. Because my fear is that having seen two of the better young progressive managers in world football, the recent ones, what they're trying to do and what they have accomplished in other leagues is not translating over. And you see the kind of things that Amarim said, the volume of, media interaction is not something that I'm used to. So it's a big job. So the fear is always that if you get an Ancelotti, he knows it. He's seen it. He's done it. But if you bring an Areola in, I'm not saying it won't work, bro. Who knows?
The way that his team passed the ball was superb.
That's the fear, bro. But that's my fear.
The way his team passed the ball is absolutely superb. And Ben only hates that because he plays two in midfield, but they dominated us in the second half. Absolutely dominated us. The guy was asking, Atib, do you think the ref looked at Ahmad and thinks he goes, no, that shouldn't come into it. You should judge it on the merits. And VAR are a fucking disgrace. Go ahead, Bombay, carry on.
Yeah, and I think maybe I have misjudged a little bit Tonali. I said I'd go for Bruno Guimaraes, but maybe I have misprofiled him a little bit. I think Tonali actually is a good shout. I think Sean and Ben are right now, having went away and looked at why they were saying what they were saying. I think I maybe misjudged it a bit. He can do a bit of everything. He's not going to be Casemiro, but I think he can fill that stead, and he can give us. He can take away from Bruno that mantle a little bit. I think that is something that's important if we get a player like that. Share that responsibility, less of a reliance on a single player. But yeah, with regards to the decisions, I mean, Carrick's come out and said, that's what VAR is for. Why are we not reviewing that immediately? That's a foul. That's 100% a foul. Either none of them are a penalty or they both have to be a penalty. And that was a major turning point in the game. Because as soon as that's not given, our boys are thinking it's a stonewaller. They go and score a goal. So there you go.
Yeah.
Not our day then.
Yeah. No, I still can't believe to this day how Ahmad's challenge was not a fucking penalty, man. Like, obviously, I play like football not at a high level. Obviously, I'm very low, but I've actually heard referees in like Sunday league teams and all that shit say, "Oh, we don't want to give another penalty because we've already awarded a penalty to that team." Like, I've actually heard referees actually say that, and do you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if that's what VAR were thinking. Says, "Oh, Man United have already had a penalty. Let's not give them it." Like, it's fucking abysmal, man. There's no difference at all between the two challenges on Maguire and fucking Ahmad, man. It's crazy. It's fucking criminal. Like, what's going on with our fucking beautiful game, football, mate? The game's fucking gone, as Roy Keane says, and everyone else says. The game is fucking gone. And do you know what? I agree with Sean. I think, Sean, you were spot on there in terms of who we realistically need to get. Lewis Hall and Tonali, we need to go and hunt Newcastle. We have to go all in on the summer transfer window and hunt Newcastle, get Lewis Hall and get Tonali in, and get two more midfielders in, get a right back in, get an experienced striker to help Sesko, man. I don't know what this fucking treatment is with Xerxes, with Carrick. I really don't understand that, man. But I mean, I love Xerxes, man, so much, man, because he's such a professional. You can just tell on the sidelines, he's always happy, he's always cheering for the boys, and when you see someone like that and he's not getting much game time, there's a character in there. That there's a player in there that wants to do well, that wants to succeed at Man United. Bro, out of the whole group of Man United, I want him to succeed the most because he's just been left in the shit, man. Ever since that Newcastle injury, bro, he's just never had a touch on the ball, and it's so sad to see, man. And yes, he's not clinical enough, but bro, he's such a beautiful footballer, man. He just makes everything click. And I feel like tonight probably could have been Xerxes' moment to come on instead of Sesko, because realistically, like, the two defenders in Bournemouth aren't really that like physical. If that makes sense. Like, they were kind of a wee bit slow to react to Sesko, and Sesko isn't really like a player like Xerxes, obviously, like in the play and that, but. Nah, honestly, bro, like the two challenges tonight, fucking abysmal. It just shows how shit VAR is and how much realistically the game is gone right now, man. It's a fucking joke, bro. But yeah.
Pick up F, you there? You there, Rev?
I'll just jump in and say, to me, it's not far-fetched that the referee made the decision that he made. I think referees are expected to an extent to use their discretion from time to time. And it's not far-fetched to me that a referee thought, it doesn't seem like, it's not crazy, right? It's not crazy to me that the referee decided not to give two penalties back-to-back. I think he should have, right? But I'm not so worked up about that particular point in time. I think Bournemouth were a good team. Should have been a penalty, but we should have still won if Carrick had made better decisions. But also not so bad because we're still third. All in all, it's a 50-50 day, right? Nothing to be too worked up about, nothing to be too happy about at the same time.
Yeah, I don't agree with that assessment that people are making, saying that Carrick got outcoached by Iraola. I mean, both coaches are dealing with two different teams that are tailors fitted to them. Carrick is having to coach Maverick, and that we have in our team, compared to Iraola, where you don't have. It's almost like you have mostly system players. When we're talking about the coach to bring in that can make a difference for us, I see the name floating about Ancelotti in terms of his pedigree, and then Enriquez. Enriquez is as much as a system coach as anybody. And when you look at that PSG team, they got rid of their characters, and the people the players they have right now, you can argue that they are as functional as they are talented. So Enrique might be a good fit for us, but if you want to bring in somebody like Ancelotti, you also have to understand that we will need to buy better quality in terms of our quality have to be able to compensate and overwhelm for the fact that we will not have functionalities in terms of you want to get people that are maverick, people that are supremely talented to work hard. You're necessarily not going to get that. And then Ancelotti is not known for coaching pattern of play. He's more of a freestyle coach. So do we have the ownership that can bring in quality players? I don't think we have that. So we have to find that balance.
But Luana, you said, let me just come back on you when you said, do we have the owners to bring in quality players? You did say, though, like a few months ago, that we have a competent board. Like we have footballing people that can get the job done. Yep. You know, and do you still think that they're competent now?
Yes, the thing is that we can differentiate between their ownership and their willingness to spend money, and the board and their ability to recruit players. The board can be competent in their ability to recruit players that are good for a certain coach, but the ownership can be unwilling to spend money, so the quality of those players can bring us can get us over the edge. So I think it's still two different things. If we get a whole bunch of players coming in and we play a good brand of football, and they are not quality players, and we're still doing well, we can say that the recruitment is doing its job. If we don't get good players coming in terms of Carrick, for example, we know his limitation as a coach. We know he adopt a certain freestyle in terms of the way we progress the ball. So for a coach like him, you definitely need to bring in better quality players. So if next season we come in and we don't have those quality players, then we can start looking at the recruitment and the ownership as a whole. Because at that point, we will say that they are not able to coordinate with Carrick to give him exactly what he needs to do his job.
I agree about Enrique. Like
1 second, Sean. One second, Ben. Sorry, let me just get this. Sorry, I'm done with Maguire. Third choice centre back bullshit. Imagine if we're having injuries next season, then Champions League away, Real Madrid next season, we're cooked like Chelsea. Big up, appreciate you, Memes. Listen, people like the fucking video, man. Like the video, it costs you absolutely nothing. There's over 300 of you in here. Like the video, that's the least you could do.
If in order to make your points, you need to imagine a scenario where we have two first choice centre backs injured. Then it's not a good point, right? Because that's a terrible position to be, and it's not a normal thing you can plan for. There's no team in the world that makes their signing decisions based on what happens if our starting two players in any given position are injured. So I wish our third choice defender could be as good as the first choice, but there's no team in the world where that is the case. And more often than not, what you have instead is that the first two defenders are fit. That's it, right? But if in a position, if Arsenal has to go for a couple of games without Saliba and Gabriel, they're a different team. I'm sorry, they won't be able to cope. There's no team in the world that can survive with their first two choice center backs out of commission for a long period of time. So, I know some people just don't like seeing Maguire's face, and Maguire kind of represents a different era of United that many people would rather be done with finally, right? But I think that's a different problem than the problem of football on the pitch.
I don't understand the criticism of Maguire today, though, because he played well until, that touch will kill any defender, actually. So, I don't know. I know he
not any defender. That touch was genetically engineered to deal with Maguire.
Any defender. No.
It's a running joke now, right? That he turns like a fridge. He's slow on the turn. It's just that's Maguire for you. And if he's good in the air, he's good positionally, he's aggressive, right? He's good on the ball. But if he has to defend on his feet, basically, he can get spun. He can get spun, and that's his weakness. He's not a perfect defender, and there's no such thing as a perfect defender. But if you're able to target his weakness, you can get the better of him. And today, his weakness was on display. He did not track fast enough, and he tried to use his hand basically to slow down the opponents. But yeah,
listen. At the end of the day, Harry Maguire cannot move his feet quick enough. I said it before. We fucking bought him. We bought him to this fucking club. I said it when he was still here, right? So all this redemption arc and all this bullshit Hollywood story, he's not good enough. He's not good enough for Manchester United. Simple as. He's never been, and he will never be. Get that into your heads. It's simple. Stop this gimmickry, man. People are asking me when I'm questioning, I'm questioning second half for 60 minutes, 10 minutes in the first half, and the whole of the second half, we got bopped through the middle. They punched balls through to the third.
No,
Easily, again and again and again. And Carrick stood there and did fuck all about it. I would have said to Ahmad, don't go on the fucking wing, come inside. Stay narrow so they're not punching the ball through.
No, they were able to.
And then what he does when we get the red card, he takes up the best player on the pitch for United tonight. Who was the best player for the United on the night tonight? The guy that was costing them all sorts of problems.
Cunha.
Why are you taking him off? Why are you not taking Ahmad off on the other side? Cunha holds up the ball better, buys fouls, gives him breathing space.
Put in a shift, man.
No, I don't know why he could have done better today, though. I look at the game, and we're up against a team that just moved the ball well. And unfortunately for us, we didn't have enough. We didn't use the quality moment that we have.
Bro, you're making our Bournemouth have been magnificent. They've drawn the last 3 games and not scored any goals. They are playing their. There's some incredible form team banging goals. They've not scored in the last 3 to 4 games.
They are a selling team, and for a selling team, they just played 10 games undefeated. I think they won 6. Look, for a team with no name, look, I've been on record saying there's 2 games that I'm worried about for us. One of them is Chelsea, and the other one is Bournemouth. Just because of the way they move the ball. You see Bournemouth play football in the league, regardless of who they play, they always sustain domination. They don't play in moment like we do. They always build pressure, regardless of who they play, whether it's City or whether it's the last team in the league. And that's just their staple. They just don't have quality. So it's okay. I mean, I saw a lot of things today that we did that I like, right? Usually we press with Bruno, but today we press more with Mbomo. It looked like it's a modification that Carrick did. That kind of work, and it helped us keep the shape today. Teams usually break on us a few times a game. Today, they broke on us 1 time in that first half at the beginning, and that was it. Most of the time, they will move us around. Of course, they're creating their overload because their fullbacks were always bombing on. But what else can we do? Don't stay compact, stay focused, and just see out the game and wait for our moment. If it was not for the officiating at 2-0, that game was dead. We would have killed the whole pressure, the momentum that they have. But it was not our day, but we still walk out with 1 point. Top 4 is still okay for us.
4-point cushion, bro, is good, Okay, they have a game in hand, but points on the board. And today, honestly, I don't feel sad. I thought we played good. Thought we were high. We pressed well. There was some really good passage of play, keeping the ball, moving it quickly. I think off the ball, though, we do start to switch off at times, especially when we go a goal up. That has to change. But there was quite a few good performances.
I talked about it on the preview. I talked about it in the preview. If off the ball you're not up to it, we're gonna get fucking beat. And for 60 minutes we got dominated.
I thought it was a game where both teams were in it, man. They, like Luani said, this is a team. They don't stop. They were getting the ball out wide very quickly. So I looked a little bit at the low side, getting onto them a bit quicker maybe. I thought Shaw had a good game, to be honest. I thought he played well tonight. And this team just does not stop. And I think the fitness played a role in this. It was a constant game, man. It was fast game. It wasn't one of these dead ones where we're playing in front of them.
100%.
Back, forth. And at 65 minutes, I started to think maybe Ugarte, just bring him on, energy, put some fires out because Casemiro's struggling a bit. So I thought that was the right substitution. Could we have done it a bit earlier? Maybe. Bringing on Mason Mount at that point, maybe we're thinking, right, don't lose the game, shore it up. 10 men, let's take a point. It's a very good point still under the circumstance. But that key moment, bro, where it's a stonewall penalty, man, and they go up the other end and score, that kind of leaves a bitter taste in your mouth, and it changes the game. But I don't think Carrick was out tacticked or out anything today. I mean, Bruno, look at that save the keeper makes from Bruno. That was a great bit of play from us. And the other day, that's a goal. So it's
very few teams in the league will be able to put pressure on us for 65 minutes the way Bournemouth did today. The game that we play against City and Arsenal, and including the game that we lost against Newcastle, I think they didn't dominate us the way Bournemouth did today, right? But I still think we did very well in terms of mitigating the damages. What I saw some things. I know our limitation. We cannot press. If you want to play against a team like Bournemouth that maintain possession and pressure, you have to be able to press the ball out of them. Or if you can press it out, you have to be able to match their intensity. So when you have the ball, you have to let them work for it as well. But we were able
the passing was gone in the second half. He abandoned us. First 35 minutes, we bobbed them. That was the best 35 minutes away from home I've seen this season.
100%.
10 minutes before halftime, passing goes astray, and then they work it out. He works it out in midfield, and next minute we can't. Our passing we kept missing. People telling me Shaw had a good game. How many times did he fucking lose possession or give the ball away? What are we doing here? Bruno was wank against well tonight. Fucking shit. Giving the ball away to nobody. Balls going out of fucking touch. What are we doing here? In Bournemouth, non-existent. I saw him against Villa. I thought he played well. I thought he was involved in the game. Tonight, fucking nothing. The only player that stood up tonight was Cunha. And even if it's a red card, he should not have been taken off. Earth, are you there?
What do you guys think we're getting? And what's the thinking behind Mbeumo up top? I mean, I don't want to criticize Mbeumo. I like him. I think
he should have come on in that second half instead of Sesko. We needed somebody to hold up the ball up the pitch.
I don't know. You see the way this game was going today, I didn't think that if Sesko was there earlier, it would have made any difference. Xerxes, maybe. But because what Mbeumo was doing that was unnoticed is he was part of the defensive block and he was helping close down the space very well. Of course, when we're trying to progress the ball, he's almost useless at that point. But today is a game where we didn't have that much of the ball. And the team that had the ball was trying to break us down. So we need those people. We need his work rate today. And we got that. As I was watching the game, I keep thinking to myself that, you know what? Bournemouth is going to keep trying, and then we just need to sucker punch them. That's the way we just knock the wind out of them. And then that opportunity came when Bruno played in Ahmad. I was like, yep, this is our opportunity. We scored that goal. We are in. We just dumper them a little bit. We do the same thing, and then we score a second goal, and it's a game set and match. But unfortunately, we did not take our chances. And we still walk away with a nail, like a 2-2 and a point, which is okay. I don't mind that at all because very few teams will play for the remainder of our game. We treat us like this team here.
They're fit, they really don't stop.
They're good. They are good.
They're very direct.
I'm telling you.
They're all fast, robust.
And they are brave too. Like
they are a good team.
They are brave because for a team of players, young players, like you can tell they don't have any outstanding like characters. The way they play, they move their line forward and their fullback bomb forward. They don't mind at all. They're very brave. There was a little period where they were in doubt in that first, I think the first 30 minutes, because when they give us, you could tell when they have the ball, they move it in a pattern. And when we have the ball, our quality also allow us to keep the ball enough to be able to weave out of tight space. And our press was working in the first 20 minutes. And then we ran out of steam. As soon as we ran out of steam, it became their game. So it's something that Carrick will have to work on in terms of, but I can understand also because he doesn't have the personnel. It's almost like if you want to play to that intensity, we cannot do that for 60 minutes. It's impossible. So we need to bring in. That's why you can understand also his changes when he brought in a whole Ugarte and Haven. At that point, he was just trying to keep the score.
Yeah, I think you can see at that point Casemiro is struggling. So the natural replacement is you're looking for energy, somebody to put some fires out. That's it. Ugarte, in the small amount of time he had with possession, nothing happens.
My only criticism with Carrick is the fact that Xerxes is not getting game time. For a game like this, when we are under pressure, you know how good he is at holding the ball. Maybe he would have been much of a better outlet because Sesko did not make any difference when he came in.
Do you not think that Sesko has those qualities, though? He may have had a bad cameo, but Sesko is quite adept at holding the ball, at taking the ball on his chest, at bringing it down, good feet, getting out of trouble, bringing others into play, good movement. So the fact that maybe he didn't quite give you that doesn't negate from the fact that he's
you know what? I'm not in a fucking mood tonight. Go and throw somewhere else, man. Go and throw somebody else. Go ahead, goodbye. Sorry.
No worries, bro. What do you think, Luani? I know what you're saying, but don't you think that he has those qualities?
Yeah, I think he have those qualities, but I also think it's circumstantial because when we are leading, for example, and when he comes in, and there is less of a pressure. So I think at that point he have more space and teams are taking more risk. In this game, Bournemouth, even though they were exerting pressure, they were a little bit more measured in the way they were doing it. So I think somebody like Xerxes, who excel at that, would have been a bit more useful. But then also we're down to 10 men. So I mean, the Sesko change a little baffled me a little bit because if you're down to 10 men and you have to refresh, you cannot have Sesko there. You cannot. But then you see who does he have? What are the options he has on the bench? Xerxes is not blessed with pace. So I would have kept Cunha and Ahmad on. I would have done that because then that would still give us the threat on the break. Ahmad could break on them and Cunha could hold the ball enough for somebody else to break on them. But Sesko would not have come in with 10 men. It's almost like playing with 9 men when he's there. The pressure is just too much.
I quite like Xerxes. I think he's a very good player. But maybe his fortunes will change if you get somebody in like an Elliot Anderson or a Tonali.
I'll be honest with you. I don't rate Tonali that much, because I don't rate him. The way everybody is talking about him, I've watched him.
One second. Big up Sheikh Harian. Eid Mubarak, man. I can't believe you're working on Eid. Eid Mubarak. Big up. Go ahead, Luani.
Yes, I don't rate him that much because I think that for the combination of midfield that we want, he's almost like a balanced player, almost like a 6 at passing and a 6 at work rate. But we have a better passer in the Premier League in Adam Wharton than him. So who's equally physical. So I'll go for Adam Wharton and combine him with Baleba, who's more of a ball carrier, and then we'll get the balance there.
I've got a question. Two questions. Putting Tonali aside for a second, what I'm asking is Xerxes a player that, okay, we know his quality? I'd love to play with a player like that, by the way. I'd love to link up with a player like that. He's perfect for my type of football. Great feet. But the fact that he's deficient in terms of ground coverage, Do you think that's perhaps why, in terms of that balance of that characteristic in the team, ground coverage, tenacity, ability to get around, Cass is good, but maybe if you had a Baleba there, do you think you might be able to see Xerxes, Bruno, and Sesko, and then Cunha on the left? I've actually been impressed with Cunha on the left. I have to say, he's got a good left foot. He gets balls in. He cuts inside. I like it. Imagine you had those three ball players together, and then Cunha drifting in, Ahmad drifting in the other side. It's pretty tidy, but maybe Xerxes is not getting any game time because right now it's Kobe and Cass. My second part is Kobe Mainu, for me, is a really good player, but he's not a guaranteed starter. If you were to get a Tonali in to replace Kobe and relegate him to the bench, and then you bring in an Elliot Anderson, I think that looks pretty tidy now. I think that looks a little bit tasty now. And obviously, Cobb is in the equation, but Cobb doesn't necessarily start for me. There are other options where Kobe could be relegated to the bench and you get that combative midfielder alongside a Tonali, let's say. So for me, Cobbs is still a young player. There is a lot off the ball that Kobe needs to improve, and I want to see Kobe develop his game. He's got the ability to do it. Maybe it's because he's young and he's playing, in the shadow of Bruno and others like that. But Cobb has the ability to start to make those those passes that are decisive, to be creative, to have the room to make the mistakes that Bruno makes. I want him to grow into that player. Rhythm is a really nice part of Kobe's game. Very simple. Receive, really good, can drop, drift past the player, open the game up, keep us ticking. It's so important, that rhythm, and he gives it us. He's a person that passes, finds space, receives, passes, finds space, receives, doesn't complicate it. But there are moments where Kobe has opportunities to be decisive, and he's reserved in that. So I think if you bought somebody in like a Tonali, and then imagine now it's Tonali and Elliot Anderson, those two, and all of a sudden Bruno's ahead of them. Now maybe you can put Xerxes in, put Cunha on the left, have Sesko starting up top, and then Brian and Ahmad can compete for that, because Brian and Buemo's not a guaranteed starter for me either. Because Brian is giving you work rate, but Brian also has his deficiencies. I think Brian's come up with some really important goals this season and assists, but there is parts of Brian's game that are, limited in terms of ghosting in behind, in terms of taking on the man. He doesn't have that star quality for me, Brian. He's a really industrious, diligent, hardworking player with some quality, and that's a good quality to have in this team, no doubt about it. But today, yes, he does give you some work, but we have absolutely nothing up top. And I don't even, I'm not even optimistic that he's going to do anything up top at all today. It's very, very one way, which is, defensive. But that's a problem. That's a problem that makes Bournemouth's life.
You brought in some good point in terms of the first question you asked is if it's possible to see a trio of Bruno, Cunha, Sesko, and Xerxes. I just think that in order to play Xerxes in that 10, we will have to move Bruno back into the double pivot. It's an experience that I'm not ready to go back to.
Why do you think that? If you have those two new midfielders, why do you think that? Because,
because basically I know Bruno, when he plays in the 10, he tends to drift to the left or to the right, but we cannot. We will have to sacrifice a player, because Carrick plays in a 4-2-3-1. So if we have that 3 and we have Sesko up front, we have Bruno in the 10, and on both sides we need competent wingers. That means that somebody is going to be on the bench, unless we will have to completely change the system and go back to Amorim's system, where we have 2 10s and then 2 DM, where we drop Bruno into the double pivot and we keep our wing back really high. At that point, we can use Xerxes in one of the 10, because the 10s are more narrow. That will fit his game. But in this formation, we need our wingers to be able to do both. We need them to come inside. We need them to also be able to hog the touchline and take on their fullback. Xerxes cannot do that. He cannot be on the wing. And then that number 10 position is certified Bruno's at this point in this formation. So I think that's the only way is changing the system and moving back into the double pivot, Bruno back. And I don't think we want to go back to that. When it comes to Kobe Mino, I think in games like today's game, his performance will come underrated because when you are facing a team that puts so much pressure on you, you have players like Kobe Mino that are like the steady Eddie that kills the momentum of the other team by picking the right pass, calming down the game. If anything, I'll say we needed more player like him today. But unfortunately, he's the only person in the team that will give us that.
What do you
But
think of Kobe Minu going the other way? Do you notice anything?
like going forward?
No,
Yeah,
the other way.
Or like defending?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kobe defending has never been his forte, you know. I always think of him as a 8 or /10 if possible.
Yeah.
But in a situation that we have, I'll say that Kobe Mino, rather than bringing it to Nali, who is a super functional player, he can defend, he can pass, but talent level wise, I think
He can't
if
pass
we
the ball good as Kobe.
yes, he's not as good as a this is
He's
what
not on
I
the
was
ball.
about the point I was about to make, that we will gain more from developing Kobe at this point in his career, in his development. We will gain more in investing in him rather than bringing in Tonali, because there's still a couple of level that Kobe needs to go up from, and he's not defensively, he's offensively. And then behind him, we can put a Baleba or Adam Wharton. I think that will benefit us more. Going with Tonali, we'll get a consistent performer, but he's not an X factor.
Bro, I am not somebody that is telling you Tonali is top of my list. I'm just using him. I could put a Belay. I'm talking about another midfielder. Another midfielder that has both sides of the game. You're competent defensively to allow Bruno go and have a free roll. You see Bruno against Villa. Look at when he drifted left. Look at the assist that we get from that. And Cunha, all of a sudden, who's supposed to be the wide man, they've interchanged. He goes through and scores. It's very difficult to pick up the team when they're quite fluid and they're interchangeable. I think that was something that Villa struggled with against us.
I like Bruno's performance today, because on a day like today, you'll notice he didn't give away the ball a lot. I think he did just a couple of times, and that's about it. He was not taking any useless risk, no Hollywood ball. He was excellent today, actually. I like his performance.
I thought he played well as well. So, man of the match, I think that's a foregone conclusion.
Man of the match is a goalkeeper for me. He's top.
Luani, give it. Stop capping. Luani, stop that. Cunha was the man of the match today. Cunha was the only guy on the football pitch that looked like was the guy who was threatening. Cunha was the only player on that football pitch. Yes, Lanny Salmons made one good save in the first half, and then another one, he didn't know nothing about it. It hit him. He come off the bar and it hit him. But that's not any collected couple. But he's comfortable punching the ball on that. Cunha was the big difference. And Michael Carrick's in-game management is so fucking shit. So taking Ahmad off, who was shit tonight, he takes Cunha off.
Why do you think he did that, Dino? What's his thinking?
I don't fucking know. I don't know. I'm baffled.
Fair enough.
Baffling watching that. I'm like, why are you taking him off?
What did he tonight? Yeah, did he do the change before the red card or after the red card?
No, he did it after the red card.
Yeah, so I guess the idea behind it is
you know what I would have done? I would have bought a Sesko. I'm sorry, lad, we got a red card. You come on, but you gotta go off. Coaches do that. They do that. We're not gonna get anything up front. We need to keep the width, and we need to be able to keep it narrow. Cunha is the guy. But Ahmad should have come off. Because his control, we was through 1-on-1. And he failed to control the fucking ball with his right foot.
It happened, Nuruddin. Those kind of things happen in the game.
No, it don't happen. It's always fucking happening to him. Get the fuck out of here with that, man. It's happening to him. He's not clinical enough. I'm sorry. I think the kid's talented, but he's not fucking clinical enough. Get the fuck off the pitch if you're not clinical enough. All he had to do is control that, and he's through 1-on-1.
No, then if he's clinical and he's that cold-blooded, then we're talking about generational, maybe Lamine Yamal or Messi. Like you can have it all. There are wingers in the league that are all like that. You know, we've been bringing up the fact that Ahmad know how to take on his man. Maybe he can pick a pass, cut back, but he just doesn't have that cold-blooded to calm down for that last stop. Just calm down.
He's not going to be generational. He'll just be a fucking good player. Lamine Yamal is something else. Ahmad is nowhere near Lamine Yamal. So stop the flipping agenda, right? Ahmad was talented. Now he's in the team. He takes a fucking for granted. And tonight, he was wank. He should have controlled that ball and gone to goal. And they take the best player. By the way, people, this is the same referee that ruled out the goal Martinez scored against Burnley, right? Same guy, and then a PG all bullshit said that goal should have stood, and then they get into reference the game.
Was it reviewed? Was it reviewed, Dino?
Yes, but that Martinez goal against Burnley, yes.
No, I'm saying
that should have been stood. That should have been a goal, and it's exactly the same fucking referee tonight.
Did VAR review Ahmad? Did they even review that foul?
Yeah, they did. Let me be the devil's advocate here on this, right?
No, listen, tonight, Luwani. Luwani, not tonight. Save that for another night, not tonight. Don't come with this.
No. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a stone cold penalty. It's a stone cold penalty. The only reason I think it wasn't given is because when Ahmad was coming from the right, when he did the drop of the shoulder and froze the defender, that defender have the presence of mind to commit the foul quickly enough as him and Ahmad were shoulder to shoulder. That's what made that take the obvious out of it. If Ahmad has outpaced him before, that would be a little bit more obvious. That's what makes it different from Harry Maguire.
Luwani, it does not matter. It does not matter.
I know.
2 hands on him.
I think
2 hands on him. This is not fucking rugby. This ain't rugby, right? Just because on the corner or from free kicks you can grab people, don't mean that you can grab people. Somebody who skipped inside you.
I think the way Ahmad falls on the ball said a lot to me. He just.
But where's the ball supposed to go? Because he pushed the ball into him.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is, do you know the way that the player fell onto the ball? You know he's been like pushed off balance completely. He can't get the shot off. He's totally impeded. Carrick's right.
Ahmad's got the ball, Bumbaye. Ahmad's got the ball. He's got the ball.
I know. I thought it was a penalty just from the way he fell. He's not trying to buy it. It's a foul.
Yeah, it's a foul.
Because he's a left footer and he's been pushed on his right side. So the balance is gone. You can't do anything there. And the chance is there for a shot.
Yeah.
So it's either both penalties or you can't give either of them. I think Ahmad's is, man, you got to give that. And VAR not giving it.
You gotta give that. You gotta give that. Yeah. Especially, the funny part is that the foul was committed after he dropped the shoulder. It's not like a coming together. We can see clearly that he froze the defender. So at that point, he gotta be a foul.
It's both arms, isn't it? I saw it from far, the camera I was watching. I straight away thought, hey, that's a pen.
Yeah.
But the fact that nothing, that was no.
It's a guilty conscience one. Because he gave us the first one, and right away we got another one. So but it's not supposed to be like that. A penalty is a penalty. So
sure. I think if that's an open play, we're getting a free kick.
Oh, that's a foul. But it's all right. It's 2 points. It's 1 point. I mean, 2-2. I like our performance today. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I think it's something. There are a lot of things we did that we can take into the next game. Our top four is guarantee for us, I would say, because we still have to play Liverpool. Well, it's what
Chelsea.
4 teams competing for 2 spots, and we still have to play 2 of them. We
Chelsea
still have
and
to play
Liverpool.
Liverpool and Chelsea. So we take care of our business. We don't have to worry about Champions League.
Listen, it's shocking for me. Absolutely shocking, especially when we played so well for the first 35 minutes. And I said that at halftime. I wrote on X. I can show you what I wrote on X. I can show you what I wrote. I can show you in a minute what I wrote on X. But I basically said, what did I say? Let me just see what I said. I literally wrote, they're not going to be as bad as that as they were. I said, we should have scored. Manchester United should have scored in that first 15, 20 minutes. This is what I wrote in the second half. I said we bopped them for the first 35. Bruno should have scored. Ahmad, dopey control. He needs to be clinical. Love the football, but we needed to score. So that was met into the game. That was what I said at halftime. I think maybe that's what I said at halftime. Yeah, I said
we are missing quite a bit of chances, in games.
Sometimes you're just watching a game of football and then you want to watch it also from a bird eye. You want to watch it from a bird eye view because you're going to try to answer some question concerning tactic. But I got sucked into this game and I was enjoying it just from a first person. Yeah, it was a beautiful game of football. So I don't have any issue with the score at all. But yeah, we could have won, but there's another dimension of our team that I saw today is that we can defend, even when we can press, we can defend structurally to a certain extent.
Yeah, nothing's guaranteed yet. We're not guaranteed the Champions League spot yet. The next game is Chelsea, I think. Obviously, if Villa win, it's a point ahead. If Liverpool win, it's all to play for. We're not guaranteed it. If we won today, that would have been a very good cushion. But it's going to go down to the wire, this maybe. Unless Liverpool drop points tomorrow, Villa drop points, then you're sitting a bit prettier. But it's all to play for. So I just hope that Man United, the team, the players, everybody is understanding this is far from over. We may not get Champions League football. Giving ourselves a good chance, but
no, we will. I think the team that's likely to build momentum at this point is Liverpool, but I don't see Villa is on their way down, and Chelsea is a bit lost with their new manager. So I think Liverpool is the only team, but I don't think they will be good enough to catch us. Since we're playing them, we just have to get a result against them, and that should be enough for us to keep that top 4 spot within reach.
Hope so, man. Hope so.
Big up, Nody. FN.
No, ring him? Is he all right? Earth. Dino, you're muted, man.
I'm too angry, man. I don't think Irfan might fall.
No, then what are you angry about today specifically?
I'm angry about the in-game fucking management.
Why are you angry about?
I'm angry that bring Ugarte on. You've got to bring Ugarte on, like Bumbaye said. He could see it. I could see it. Everybody could see it. First 5 minutes into the second half and the last 10 minutes of that first half, Casemiro is nowhere to be seen. And then I would have made a tactical change and would have said to Cunha and Ahmad, guys, fuck attacking for a minute. Come back and fill in the gaps. Stop the fucking gaps. Come more in the middle. That's what I would have said. And then I would not have bought up fucking. This is not the game for Sesko. This is the game for Zelensky to hold up the fucking ball. This is what that game was. So what am I doing? That's why I'm angry. These are basic fucking things. These are not. and incredible things that he can't see. You can see it. I can see it. Bombay can see it. Majority of people watching can see it. That's why I'm pissed off. Because for 35 minutes, we played well. Well as I've seen us play all fucking season away from home.
No, Dean, I agree with you to a certain extent, right? But for tonight, like when you're a coach on the sideline and you have control of the game, it's easy to make changes to affect it. When you don't have control of the game, it's so hard to pinpoint.
Well, get hold of the fucking control of the game. Do things. That's what coaches do. I'm sorry, Luani. That is the biggest cap I've ever heard. That's the lie. What you just said. That's what coaches are there to do. When they realize their team has lost the control of the game, so they help the team to regain the control of the game.
Yeah, no, then this is not a situation that we lost control of the game toward the end or right at the beginning.
But off the ball, let me ask Pumbay. No, but we made it easy for them. Check my tweet. I said we're playing too passive. Off the ball, Bombay can tell you we were passive. They were punching through the middle. 1-2 touch. And we're just like shadow fucking pressing. Who are we doing? We're standing up them, giving them 5 yards.
That Bournemouth team, right? That Bournemouth team, I promise you, was on autopilot today.
They're not Real Madrid.
No, they're not the greatest. I tell you, the reason they are not the they are not the greatest because they are not the greatest. They are not the greatest because they don't have the quality in the final third. But I promise you, they move the ball better than Arsenal and City in this league. They are the best team at moving the ball. So that teamwork today was on autopilot. You see, Areola was not saying much. And his players, you see how dynamic they are. They were just moving the ball. It's seamless. And you can't beat the only way you beat a team like that is that you take your chances. Once you take your chances, that's it. There's not much they can do. Now doubt is creeping in and they don't know. You defend well and you take your chances. That's it. And it's all right. 2-2 is an okay score. You watch us next game and watch how we play. You will not see another team dominate us this way again. Not close. And the same way you see Bournemouth play against us today, they will play against the next team, and then the next team after that the same exact way. The only reason why they are where they are in the league is because they are a selling team. They don't have quality to finish what they do.
Bombay, last comment from you before we wrap up. By the way, people, honestly, I don't know what the fuck to do because none of you liking the video. We've been live now nearly an hour and 40 minutes, and we're only 155 likes, and there was 500 of you in one point.
I think we're gonna have to maybe accept that maybe they just don't like us. You maybe need to get some new people on it. No, I don't know.
They like us. Maybe they just don't like the results.
I don't know. Maybe you should, I don't know, put Trump's face on the like button. Give it a good punch. Last word from me. I'm just very aggrieved that there's no football for over 3 weeks. that's what's killed it for me. I can't believe it. How's this happened? 3 weeks, but. It's all right. We're in a good position, bro. The team played well tonight, I thought. It was a 50-50 game. It's not easy. They're 10th, Bournemouth. I'm not saying they're Madrid, they're not, but they are a good team. And you have yourself said sometimes that styles make matches,
Yes.
And these guys, man, they just don't stop. Young, aggressive. They've got a lot of confidence, as Luani said. They don't stop. They keep banging on the door and banging on the door. And he's done a good job with them. And we got tired, man. We did. We got tired. And the decision played a key part in this game. But overall, I'm happy with the point. Nothing much to, go balmy about. Let's kick on. We've got big games coming up. I think Chelsea's next. That'll be huge. If we beat Chelsea, then they're effectively done. I'd say we've enough distance between us. They will be out of the race. Now we're dealing with Villa and Liverpool. So we could effectively sever that hope at the next game.
Big up.
Go on.
Last one for me. Oh no! When I look at this team, I think about the future, and I think Carrick fits he fits our team as he's currently composed. I just don't know if you combine Carrick and the team in one entity, and then you look at the ownership as another entity. I don't think that they both work together, because I don't think our ownership will spend enough. I'm not worried too much about recruitment. I'm just worried if our ownership will spend enough money to bring in the talent that will help compensate for Carrick's not lack of coaching, but inexperience in terms of coaching pattern. I think he'll be fine in terms of his man management, but I just don't know if that will be enough to get to a certain level. So either the ownership bring in I think what's his name, the PSG manager, will be better suited in terms of balance and cost effectiveness to bring us where we need to be.
Yeah.
Well, people, you're not liking the video, you're not subscribing to the channel, we're shadow banned because we refuse to speak. We refuse not to speak about what's going on in the world and for humanity. Tonight's game, in-game management and a referee who should never referee another Manchester United game. He's got something against Manchester United. It cost us 3 points against Burnley. Martinez goal, PGMOLO, whatever the fuck they're called. They admitted it, that he got that wrong. They gave him the game tonight. That two-handed rugby fucking tackle on Ahmad is a penalty. Take it anywhere. I don't give a fuck if it's a penalty. If there's another penalty that comes again, that's a penalty. If it's 3 or 4 penalties, they are penalties. VAR are a fucking disgrace. Harry Maguire's Harry Maguire, people. He's always got bozo moments in him. And that's why I don't like him in Manchester United.
No, then quick, your opinion about
him and Euro, 1 second, Luani. Him and Euro, both too fucking late to come out to Christie. Too fucking late to come out to Christie. And Maguire does start inside the box. Let the guy through. Let him go through. Don't touch him. Let him go through. Let him take the shot. Let him go through and score. At least we've got 11 people on 11 players on the pitch. But yeah, Michael Carrick, shocking, absolute basic things. Again, shocking tonight. And when these dickheads on X keep asking me, hey, should he bought on? Ask these fucking pricks behind me. Glazers and Ineos, ask them. Carrick was here for at least 10 days before the January window was closed. Should have bought him a midfielder. Go ahead, Luan.
My quick question for you, for the panel is, what do you think about the fact that the African Cup of Nations was awarded?
Yeah, we did a show. We talked about it. It's going to be reversed. Listen, it's going to be reversed. They're going to go. Senegal are going to go to the appeal to CAF, and it's reversed. It's absolute bullshit. At the end of the day, the rules, they kept talking about the rule, what they said broke. The referee, when the majority of them, by the way, there's at least 3 players still on the pitch, but about 7 of the 8 players, starting 11, were off the pitch, and some of them went back to the training ground, to the changing rooms. The rule says abandon the game or off the ground. They don't say this. At the end of the day, the referee should have done it there and then. He should have blew the whistle, awarded 3-0 to Morocco. That would have been it. As soon as he didn't do that, they can't re-referee the game. They cannot. They cannot. So the rules are there and it's stated clear. It's clear for everybody. You do not re-referee the game. At the end of the day, and Moroccans who are celebrating, it's embarrassing. It is fucking embarrassing. There are loads of Moroccans who are not celebrating and who are also embarrassed by this decision. But it's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. And I put money on it. It's not going to stand. And like I said, even if they said, okay, they Senegal don't win the appeal, everybody knows Senegal won anyway. Yeah. Everybody knows. Senegal had the trophy. They've got the medals. They had the celebration. They had the tour. They had it all. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You can't go back in time and rewind it. You cannot.
Do you think FIFA applies some kind of pressure over there?
Say that again?
Do you think FIFA applies some kind of pressure on the
100%. I
African
already said.
Federation?
You not see my tweets? I said Infantino's a Zayo bitch. You can fuck off. Prick.
All right. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Right.
Big up people. Big up to everybody who will join us last night as well when we had a geopolitical discussion last night talking about everything what's happening in West Asia. I don't like calling it Middle East because that's a colonial fucking term. It's West Asia, those of you who don't know. And what the Zayos and the US are doing over there is a fucking disgrace. So solidarity and love to all of the resistance in West Asia and everywhere else in this world who are resisting in all of the countries wherever the oppression is. Solidarity and love to all the indigenous people wherever they are worldwide as well. F the war machine, F the Zayos, F the industrial military complex, F the tech billionaires who are doing what they're doing, F them as well. The PDF files, those who are eating children and doing whatever they want to children. F the Glazers, F Ineos, and Michael Carrick, F you tonight. You cost us the fucking game.
Oh,
and F that referee as well. F that referee. F bar. Good night. I asked the question, should Cunha have been taken off? That was the poll question I asked. 70% of you have said no. 30% of you have said yes. 71% of you have said nay. 29% of you have said yes. The 71%, I 100% agree with you. He should not have been taken off. He should not be taken off. And F the GCSEs as well. That means nothing. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We are 160 still away from 15K for a channel that's shadow banned. The least you could do, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, we don't miss our words here. We said it as it is. I'm not asked, bro. I'm not asked. I'm genuinely not asked. I'm just pissed off with United. I'm fucking fuming with United tonight. And the Ingame and that referee, I'm just fuming. Because we played well for 35 minutes. But anyway, big up to Luwani. Make sure you follow Luwani. Manuel Luwani 1979 on X. Big up to Irfan United Trucker on there as well. Make sure you follow Irfan, even though he's disappeared most of the night. Irfan Rainey on X, all geopolitical things. And Irfan Rainey on Instagram, all music and culture. Make sure you follow Ben, Elmore39 on X, Elmore20, and Elmore20 at TikTok as well, and Twitch. Make sure you follow Sean as Sean Thomas on X. Make sure you check out his geopolitical podcast. I will see things. Take care, people. Love, light. It's what we do, mate. Raw, red, no skate, no sugar coating, 100%. Take care, everyone. Good night.
Good night.